Welcome, friends. As you all know, the UPSC has notified the Senior Admin Officer DRDO exam. The forms have been filled and the syllabus is yet to be notified. So many are awaiting the notification of the syllabus, whereas the ones who are really serious for this exam have started their preparation already. So in this video, we will be helping you understand the previous exams, deep dive into the subject, and come out with a blueprint without waiting for the syllabus notification. So let us start. So as we have to understand that the senior admin officer in DRDO is a group A post which is ministerial in nature. This will be a level 10 in the pay matrix and it will be catering to DRDO, which is the premier R&D wing of Ministry of Defense, Government of India, which is engaged in driving nation building technologies. So when we talk about the eligibility for this exam, you require a bachelor's degree from a recognized university, a minimum 3 years of experience in administration or establishment or accounts work. The age limit is 35 years of age. This upper age limit can also be relaxed as per government notification or government rules for the OBC category, SC/ST category, and the PWBD categories. So let's understand how we can prepare for this exam going from the past exams. So as the syllabus has yet to be notified, we should not be waiting for the syllabus to come up. The pattern almost remains the same. So we will be starting with the last three exams which have happened for DRDO, admin officer or senior admin officer, and all have been conducted by UPSC. So let's start with the analysis. So the last exam that happened for DRDO was the AO exam, the admin officer exam in 2024. In this exam, there were 120 questions. So if we look into the parameters, we understand that the general English had around 20 questions, polity and RTI had around 16 questions, whereas current affairs, there were around 12 questions, general science, another 12 questions, computers, 11 questions, marketing, 10 questions. Then there were 7 questions from mathematics, economy had 7 questions, history had 6, accounting had 6 questions, management 6 questions, labor laws 4, and reasoning 3 questions. So total there were 120 questions and the total marks that were there were 300. When we go into the analysis of the senior admin officer exam, the last senior admin officer exam that happened way back in 2016, that is 10 years ago, we see that the general science, which include computers as well, had around 22 questions, whereas English had around again 20 questions. HRM, that is the human resource management, had around 19 questions coming, reasoning had 17 questions, labor law had 11 questions. Whereas polity had around 8 questions, current affairs 6 questions, and there were 3 questions each from the international relation, defense, history, and office procedures. Mathematics had 3 questions and economy had 2 questions. So if we see that the general science, English, and HRM, just the three topics covered around 50% of the syllabus. So this paper itself, says a lot that only three topics had 50% of the exam coming from. If we go into the analysis of the 2014 Senior Admin Officer exam, Polity had 26 questions, General Science had around 21 questions, English had around 20 questions, Mathematics had around 11 questions. Whereas HRM had 10 questions, Labor Laws had 10 questions, International Relations there were 6 questions, Current Affairs there were 5 questions, with 3 questions for Office Procedure, Economy, and Reasoning. If we see here, Polity and Science itself made 40% of the exam. Just the two topics. So in the 2016, we saw three topics making it around 60%. Here, two topics making around 40%. So, focus on special areas is so important in such exams. When we understand this, we also need to understand that, when we talk about the general science metrics, physics is consistently coming around 8 questions, whereas chemistry has been around 4 to 6 questions, in biology has been around 3 to 6 questions, and computer has been from 2 to 6 questions. So, see the breakup. Physics has been the most important component in science. When we talk about English, vocabulary and grammar are the highest weightages, or basically these are the questions. There was a time in 2014 when 15 questions came only from vocabulary, whereas grammar had 5 questions, whereas in 2016 it was 10 each for the vocabulary as well as the grammar. When we go about the HRM, we had around 7 to 8 questions that's on the organizational behavior, to 4 questions on personalities, decision making, and psychology had around 2 questions each, and tools, remuneration, and recruitment had 1 question each. Whereas when we talk about labor laws, more focus has been on labor programs, labor institutions, conventions, and tools, theories, and regulations. So this gives you a clear insight how we need to prepare for this exam. So what should be our strategy? First of all, we need to master our vocabulary, and vocabulary preparation doesn't happen in one day. It is a daily activity. So it has to be continued for a good period of time. And if it is done daily, it will help you master the vocabulary and also this exam. So vocabulary consistently drives major marks in English. Spend around 30 minutes every day on word maps, antonyms, idioms. Prepare RTI thoroughly. RTI questions have been coming very often in the past exams, and it's a very small topic. If done well, it can help you score really good marks. Current affairs are also something which is of very much in nature. Questions are being asked very often, and too many questions are being asked. So if we are preparing on a daily basis the current affairs, we'll be able to handle that. Obviously, we need to do a lot of mock tests. Mock tests help us understand our strengths, our weaknesses, and also prepare for the real event that comes on that day so that we are not caught surprising. So, what can PrepLeap offer to you in this exam? So, first of all, we'll be giving you comprehensive video lectures on all the topics. When the syllabus is notified, if there are new topics to it, we will be covering those as well. We will be providing you a well structured study material. These are not going to be notes like books. It's going to be a very concise, crisp notes which will be explaining to you what is required for the exam. We would try not to go, anyway, not able to explain the point. We would be very sticking to the topic and to the point. Topic wise practice test questions will be there. Every module will have practice questions with it, so that before you enter into the mock test scenario, you are already aware what kind of questions are being asked. Then there'll be full length mock exams that will be there, which will be simulating the test that you will be undertaking, also helping you with accuracy, speed, and your ranking parameters. Then we also provide, the analysis of how these questions are being held previously, what kind of question has been asked, and obviously we'll be giving you our mentorship by experienced admin service officers who have been working with us. Their guidance will be with you. So that is all. Are you ready to ace this exam in 2026? If you are, please visit our website prepleap.in, and you can also contact us at contact@prepleap.in. So see you on the portal right there, right now.